Bonus video, bonus video, bonus video. I've already done a beer today, but I have something else, and it's not strictly a beer. So I thought I would slip it in right behind the other beer video, if you will. And I did enjoy that beer greatly. But I have something that someone gifted me around the holidays, and it is called a Schilling hard cider. And this particular cider is a London Dry. And it is 6.5% alcohol by volume, and it says it only has 2 grams of sugar in it. Not that I really care about that kind of stuff. You know, I know that some people very much write down everything that they consume. I'm not that guy. I've been not that guy my entire life, and I'm not about to start now. So, this says it's got 150 calories per can. I've never really seen the nutritional values on. All right, let's get past that. Let's pick up the cheaters. See if it's got any legends on it. It's got a government warning. You're not supposed to fly a jet plane if you're drunk and pregnant in Auburn, Washington. For some reason, it's got the tax classification on here. Fresh pressed apple juice contains sulfites. Oh, well, you know, I guess you have to let people know that because there are sulfite allergies out there. So, more booze equals more calories. Rest easy knowing that 130 of the 150 calories in London Dry come purely from the 6.5% alcohol content. Now that, to me, that's something to be proud of. That's awesome. It's got a flavor profile on the side. I will show you all of this stuff in just a moment. It is more to the dry side. And it says Brix 1. I don't know what that means. In the between dry and sweet, it's more to the dry side. Smooth and sharp, it's closer to the sharp side. And then stiff and sparkling, it's just above 50%. 2.4 out of 4 in the stiff versus sparkling. And then there is a giant legend on here. And it's got the barcode in the shape of Washington State, which is pretty cool. All right. Welcome, thirsty traveler. I'm Barbary, your taste bud tour guide. You look parched. Have you been searching for a flavor-forward dry cider? Your labored journey is over. Once rumored impossible, London Dry bridges the gap between proper pub-style English cider and a full-bodied American cider. So stop torturing yourself and crack open this can of golden-colored cider that's bursting with the aroma of fresh-pressed Northwest apples. This brilliant cider is fit for royalty, but priced for the commoner. Why waste your shillings elsewhere? Feeling cheeky? Combine London Dry with orange juice for a classy mimosa. Cheers. Check out a Schilling cider house near you. And then it gives you an @Schilling cider, and it says you've got Facebook and something, and X is on there as well. Yeah. I'm going to let you see this because I like the can too. Because the can has got a big old lion on it. And I like the art. The lion is wearing glasses. I think that's pretty cool. That's a, they put some thought into what they were going to put on the can. And I like that. So let me give you the full rotation. There's the interesting. And when I was gifted a pile of beers at that party that I filmed a few weeks back, someone made sure to give me this. They said, you need to take one of these as well. And I was like, well, I do like ciders. I'm a big woodpecker cider fan, which is an English cider, and sometimes you can find that on tap here in America. And I'll tell you, my experience with cider is, oh, refreshing, refreshing, refreshing. I have to go to the bathroom. Boom! Falling straight to the floor. Because cider goes down super easy in my book. So, I am going to drink this out of my Matt's glass. Because this was given to me at Matt's house while I was hanging out with the other Matt. So, and if you don't know what my relationship to the Matts are, longtime friends. And then when my daughter was in the market for a house, they helped her get a mortgage. Which, at the time, was like an impossibility. There was basically a dearth of buyers in the housing market because the houses were just too expensive. So, anyway, let's pour this thing in here. And I'll put the information for the Matts in here. If anyone's in the market for either a refinance or a mortgage, the Matts are great people to talk to. So, but let's pour this thing out and see what color it is. So, it is a very pale yellow. Well, actually, a little bit darker than I expected a cider to be. Almost beer colored, if you will. But it's apples instead of grain. No, it is lighter. It is definitely lighter. And it is sparklingly clear. And no head has formed. So, that's fine, But let's give it a sniff. See what it's like. Obviously, there's apple there, but really not as much as I thought there would be, since this is a sparkling apple cider. I'm guessing that has to be because it is considered a dry cider, so it's probably closer to a sparkling wine than it is to a cider, an apple wine. Apple wine? Apples are one of my favorite fruits, so, ciders. If you have not lived in the Midwest and had a fresh pressed apple cider from an orchard that you love, you are missing out. If you're rich, get on a plane right around September 30th, take a flight up to Wisconsin, then drive off into the country and find an orchard. There's gonna be apple cider there, and it's gonna be awesome. So, I think I've told you about how much I love Wisconsin. Yes, I love Wisconsin. So, anyway, I am interested to find out exactly what this tastes like because I'm used to woodpecker, which is more of a sweet cider, but I'm interested in a dry. So let's see what this is like. Wow. 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 It's not as dry as I expected. It's not sweet. Obviously, it's not a sweet cider. It is not as sharp as I thought a dry cider would be. This is not sweet. I can taste the apples, but it's not like a sweet apple flavor. It's more like an undertone of apple in this sparkling cider wine, if you will. So, It's nice. It's got a hint of bitter, almost like a beer, but not quite, because it's much smoother. It tastes more like, as I said, a sparkling wine than a cider, but it is really definitely apple. Has an apple aspect to it. If you like champagne, I think you will love this. If you like champagne and apples, I think that this will be your new god. So, very tasty. Very tasty. And at 6.5% alcohol by volume, that's dangerous. That is a very dangerous beverage. To me, it is a very dangerous beverage. Man. Very good. Very tasty. Not a beer. It's not a beer. And I know that this is Fez meets beer. But there's always room for a little bit of extra. And so, Fez meets cider today, if you will. And I'm enjoying this very much. Crisp, clean. Not a lingering flavor. This is refreshing. This will hit the spot for you, definitely on a hot day. And it won't be cloying in the mouth because it's not a sweet cider. But it is apple. And I'm loving that it's got this undertone of apple that, well, actually the apple does sort of linger. So, very tasty indeed. I'll answer the questions, even though it's not a beer. I'll answer the questions. If I saw this in the store, would I pick it up? If it was summer, dang right, baby. Actually, I might just pick it up and then hold on to it till summer. Because this is very, very good. And I have some friends that I could share this with out at my country estate, where I go camping. And if someone handed this to me at a party, I would be very happy. Especially if there was more than one. So, Schilling Hard Cider London Dry. I'm liking it a lot. And, if you're a beer person, you might actually like this as well. Because this is not sweet. This has got all the aspects of a decent cider without the high sugar that usually comes, a little bit of burp, that comes from ciders. So, dangerous because it goes down so easy that you could find yourself drinking a bunch of these before you need to stand up and walk somewhere. And then quite quickly discovering that walking is a little bit more complicated than you thought it was going to be. So, anyway, I've been rambling on and on. If you liked what I did here today, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, and share this channel with some folks that like, well, I can't say beer, that like fermented beverages as much as I do. So, and if this is new to you, if this is this new channel thing to you, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. I will see you guys next time. I've got another awesome beverage to share. Thanks.